And when these vaccines are available, can your employer require you to get one?
Angela Reddock-Wright is an attorney who specializes in employment. Angela, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's get started. What can employers make you do when it comes to the vaccine? Can it be mandatory? And can you be fired if you don't comply?
Yes, well, private employers can mandate that employees, in order to return to work or condition their employment on taking the vaccine. It's a controversial issue, but employers have an interest in making sure that the employment environment is healthy and that it's safe and that they meet the requirements and the mandates of the health and safety agencies. And so employers can mandate in at-will states that employees take the vaccine in order to return to work.
Well, how would a company then enforce that vaccine policy? They're going to just dismiss the employee?
Yes, well, first the company would issue a policy stating its position and what it's requiring of employees, and would presumably, especially in this climate, give employees an opportunity, the time to consider whether they would like to take the vaccine, and give them a timeline by which to do that. And if employees do not, then companies might take the drastic steps of actually terminating or separating employees that do not. There may be some exceptions if employees, for example, work under a collective bargaining agreement or are part of a union. They possibly can exempt out and require that it be negotiated. Employees that have a medical condition and they get some kind of certification from their doctor that they're not able to take the vaccine. And then some employees have personal and moral and religious objections to taking vaccines. And so they may have a colorful argument for not taking the vaccine. But outside of those possible exemptions, companies do have a right to require employees to take the vaccine.
What about liability here? Let's say somebody comes back to work, they take the vaccine, they have some sort of reaction to it. Who is then liable? Is the company liable because it's been mandated?
That's a great question. Very possible that the company could be liable, and most likely in those instances, the company would refer those claims to their workers' compensation carriers and have the carriers investigate, one, how the employee possibly got COVID or what the symptoms they are suffering in terms of taking the vaccine, and assure that it's associated with work, which is where workers' compensation claims arise. But that will be a big question for companies. If they are indeed mandating it, are they also willing to take on the risk associated with employees having different symptoms as a result of the vaccines?
I can see a lot of lawsuits popping up around this question. Can you?
Most definitely, and a lot of challenges on the front end. This is a controversial issue, not just with the COVID vaccine, but vaccines have been controversial for a number of years. And many people, even if they don't have medical issues or they're not a part of a union or have some kind of religious objection, they just have an objection in general to taking vaccines, or they're unsure of what this vaccine, of what the consequences of this vaccine are going to be. And so they want to take a wait and see attitude and make sure that the vaccine is safe before committing to it. And so it's going to come down in some instances, particularly in the restaurant industry, hospitality industry, other industries that really need their workers back at work, of choosing between your job and choosing between taking the vaccine. So it's a new issue. We don't know quite how it's going to unfold, but those are the general principles that will guide how companies govern this.
Angela, we want to thank you for joining us. Once again, another issue that's going to make 2021 very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're right, Chuck.